The very first one is about slope. So slope, and take really good directions on these. You can use them on your test, okay? So always the first one I say we'll use the most directions, and it's the one that I do the most work for you, okay? So slope is, we use the letter M. So slope, we say M. And our formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? And so we can label the points above. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, and so if we were to plug these in, well, y2 is negative 20 minus y1 is negative 2. x2 is negative 10 minus x1 is 8. Okay, and if you type these in on the calculator, okay, and you use that fraction button, we say, well, a minus minus, we know this one's going to be a plus, okay, but we can say negative 20 plus 2 over negative 10 minus 8, and that's going to give you 1. So our slope is 1. Okay, and so definitely using a calculator is going to help you out. It just cuts it down, because otherwise over here you get a negative 18, and then on the bottom you get a negative 18, and then you have to think, well, negative and a negative, and then what's 18 divided by 18? That's a lot more work and steps, okay? So use the dang calculator and just write it down, the answer, okay? The next one says write the slope-intercept form. So our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay. Okay, and when we write this out, okay, our m is our slope or our rise over run. Okay, and you're going to have to need all these notes in order for you to be able to do it, okay? Most of you guys cannot look at these graphs and figure out what did you do previously. For some reason, writing the slope-intercept form is one of the biggest problems that students get wrong, and I've seen you guys do it, and you guys cannot go back and look and say, okay, well, I got this equation, and this is how I got this number. Like on a lot of problems, you can say, oh, and kind of match up, oh, I put this number from here, and this number. You can't do that on these, okay? So, and then our B is our y-intercept, okay? And it's where it crosses the y line. Okay, and you need to make a dot on here first. So do this one first. Okay, you gotta find that one first. And then the other piece of information you would have to know, okay, this is a positive slope and this is a negative slope. And hopefully some of you guys have figured that out by now, of which ones are positive and which ones are negative. Okay, but these are all the notes that you would need in order to be able to do this problem. Okay, so if we were to do this one, we find this one first. So we really are going to have y equals blank x plus blank. We really just need to find the slope and the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y line. So that's up here at 5. So we could fill that in. Put a 5 where the y-intercept goes. And then our slope, we need to find the next closest point so we can find rise over run. So use your finger or your pencil and start going, well, the next point on equal crosshairs is going to be right here. Or there's one right here. Okay? And so we rise over run from point to point. So if we rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we run 2, is that a positive or a negative slope? Okay, look at the little picture. Which direction is it going? Is it positive or negative? Positive. So we're done. We could circle this. Okay, number 4. It says find the slope. So we rise over run. Okay, so we rise 1, 2, and we run 1, 2, 3. Is that a positive slope or a negative slope? and this one's a positive one. Okay, so we rise and run. Okay, look at 7, sorry. Write the slope-intercept form. Okay, so slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, our m is our slope, our b is our y-intercept. Okay, so all I want you to do is write the equation. So we got y equals, my slope is what? What's it say my slope is? -4, so we're going to say -4x. And what's my y-intercept, Kyle? 2. So we're just going to say plus 2. And that's it. That's all we're doing. We're just putting them where they go. Okay, on 9 and 10, we're doing just the opposite of that. And they want us to find our slope and y-intercept. So they want you to find the m and the b. Okay, well, m stands for our slope. So what is our slope according to this one? Okay, that's going to be 3/2. And our b is going to be -1. Okay, on the problem right before it, they gave us the slope and the y-intercept, and they want you to write the equation. On this one, they gave you the equation, and they say, what label will be the slope and the y-intercept? So they're kind of opposites, but they're the exact same thing. Okay. Okay, 11. It says write the point slope form. Okay, point slope form is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay. And so we can say, well, that's what we need our answer to look like. My answer should have parentheses in it, okay? And we say, well, let's look at what we've got. Well, I've got a point, and I've got a slope. And what letter do we use for slope?
M.
We use M, so we can put a little m above this. Okay? And so now we're ready, and we have a point and a slope. So I'm going to have to use point slope formula. So we could say y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, so I got y minus, my y1 is 2, my m is 4/3, x minus my x1 is 3. Do we stop or do we keep going? Does my thing up here say I should have parentheses? Okay, and it does, so that lets me know that I'm done, okay? I have parentheses up here, I should have parentheses down here. Okay, so we're done. They just want you to plug it in how it should be plugged in. Okay, 13 says write the point slope form. Okay, this is our point slope formula. Okay, and then we know what we need our answer to look like. Well, let's look at what we've got. Well, I've got 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, we said, well, what formula uses those letters or those things that I wrote down? And the formula that would be the slope formula, okay? And that's just the letter M. And so that formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, well, y2 is 4 minus y1 is -5. x2 is 0 minus x1 is 1. And a minus is going to be a plus. And so we can type that in on the calculator, okay? So if you hit your fraction button, we say 4 plus 5 on the top and 0 minus 1 on the bottom. And it's going to give you -9. Okay, and so now we found our slope. Our slope is -9. Okay, and so now we have some points, and we have some points, and we have a slope, and so we can use the point slope formula. Okay, which is y minus y1 mx minus x1. Okay, and so I can say y minus -5. Well, my m is -9. X minus my x1 is 1. Okay. Do we stop or do we keep going?
Stop.
Why?
Because it matches the...
Yeah. Okay, because it matches up here. Up here I wrote, I should stop when I have parentheses, essentially, okay? And down here I have parentheses, so lets me know when to stop. Okay, and so I can go ahead and stop right there.